Welcome back to SportsLine. 737, what's the number? 737-7767 is the number to call if you want to talk Titans or Preds. We go back to the phones and check in with Leon. Good evening, Leon. You're on SportsLine. What's up?
Okay. Hey, JB. How you doing?
Good, man. What's happening?
Hey, nothing much. Hey, I just want to say, first of all, go Preds.
All right.
And second of all, I just want to say I think the Titans should trade back up to maybe 8 and try to take the other tackle, Ronnie Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I wanted to ask you, do you think Derrick Henry would be a good change of pace back for the Titans? You know, because he's like a bell cow.
I'm not really sold on Derrick Henry. I got to be honest with you. There's something about him that just, to me, doesn't translate to the pros. I think he runs too upright. I think, you know, he's not slow, but it takes him a while to get going. I mean, you got to remember those holes close a lot quicker in the NFL than they do in college football. And I know there's a lot of Alabama fans in the area, a lot of Roll Tide fans. They love Derrick Henry, and they'd love to see him as a Titan. I think they can do a little bit better than Derrick Henry. I like having DeMarco Murray in there, and to me, DeMarco Murray is your bell cow back. He's your workhorse back. So I think they would do better with a change of pace type back, a Bobby Rainey type running back. Of course, he signed with the Giants. You know, maybe they can get a decent year out of Bishop Sankey this year. But I don't think having two, main type of bell cow running backs are what the Titans need right now. So I'm going to, if it's me, I'm passing on Derrick Henry.
Okay. Thanks, JB.
All right, have a great night. Appreciate the call, and we will move on here and go to my man Jim. My man Jim. Good evening, Jim. These phones they get me every time, man. I apologize.
That's okay. Hope you're doing well tonight.
I'm doing great. What's on your mind?
I'll tell you what I think about the draft personally. If Ramsey is there after 5 picks, the Titans need to move up and grab him. I think that's really like the star player for them.
Now, are you basing that on the fact that he's from here, or are you basing it on the fact that you think he can be an impact player?
I think he's an impact player. He is a stud, man. He reminds me of Larry Fitzgerald in form. The guy is just, immaculate body, and he's talented. I think they need to grab that corner. But I have a question for you. If they stay at 15, do you think they take the best player on the board, or do you think they go for a specific position player? Yeah,
I think John Robinson, all those years of working with Bill Belichick in New England, I think if they stay at 15, then they will stick to their board. Whoever the best available player is on their board, they will take. Because right now, the Titans are a team that needs a lot of bodies. They need playmakers. They need exciting players. We understand that. But they also need good, steady players that can come in, be starters, and contribute. So if they don't trade back into the top 10, I believe the Titans will strictly go whatever their board says, whoever the best available player is on that board, whether it's offensive lineman, a cornerback, a linebacker, safety, whatever it is, pretty much anything other than a quarterback, I believe they will take.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it. Thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Keep those calls coming in. We love taking phone calls on SportsLine, 737-7767. I should not have one line open. Got a lot going on, folks. We've got Predators in the playoffs. Locked up in a tough series with the Ducks, 2-1. We got the NFL draft coming up in a week and a day. A lot going on. I want to get your opinions on what's happening. What do you think about the Predators in this series? Do you think they win and move on? And what should the Titans do in the NFL draft? Obviously, they made things a lot more interesting. Of course, the big trade today, the Philadelphia Eagles make a trade with the Cleveland Browns, so now it's the Philadelphia Eagles in the number 2 spot as they move up to get a quarterback, likely Carson Wentz out of North Dakota State. It's more than likely they will take Carson Wentz. And, of course, the LA Rams, who made the big trade with the Titans last week, they will likely take Jared Goff. And so now we know the first 2 picks are likely to be quarterbacks, and things get a little bit interesting from there, right? Where does Jalen Ramsey wind up? Where does Laramie Tunsil wind up? Where does some of the other top players wind up? So a lot to get to. But for now, we go back to the Predators, and here's more from head coach Peter Laviolette after today's practice. Preds up 2-1 in their series with the Ducks, getting ready for Game 4 tomorrow night at Bridgestone.
Still a beautiful day, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I want to put the last game behind us, but still have a little bit of bitter taste in your mouth, and you want to be desperate next game.
What's the message for Game 4?
Get back to the way that we can play. I think, we had a good, strong first 2 games, and, last night, they were the better team and just need to get back to it.
Everybody knows their PK is tough, but you guys seem to have your chances on the power play last night. What do you guys have to do better to, generate more scoring chances?
Same thing we were doing in the first 2 games, but I think we were just skating harder. We were a little bit quicker to battles, and that just typically generates more things in the offensive zone.
It seemed like you guys were maybe a little flat even last night. Was the lack of emotion? Could you sense that as well?
I don't know what it was last night, but they ended up being the better team in the end, and I think we know what we have to do to improve.
What do you have to do to improve?
Go back to the way we were playing in Game 1 and Game 2. I think, desperate teams. I think, going up 2-0 doesn't mean that the series is over, and 2-1. I mean, it's just a series now, and just back to playing our game.
Did you take your foot off the gas? Did you feel like collectively as a team maybe last night?
It wasn't our best game. I think it's not what you want in a playoff series, but that's why it's a 7-game series. So just got to get back to the way we can play.
How tough will it be if
you may be responsible for coming up in the top 6 and playing in that role that you're comfortable with? What do you make of that responsibility?
Exciting. Been there before in my career, and it'll be fun to play with those guys if that's who I end up playing with tomorrow.
How tough will it be if you guys are without Smitty for a while?
Yeah, I mean, Smitty's a great player. If he contributes in a lot of ways to our team, so, we'll be seeing what's going on with that, but, hopefully have him back in.
The guys were talking last night. Nobody said this was going to be easy.
Nope, no, I think it's not. I mean, it's you go up 2-0 against a team, but it's a veteran team. They've I have some Stanley Cup winners on that team. They know what it takes. So, we still have a lot of belief in our guys, and one game again isn't a whole series.
You guys said it was after you got the first couple wins, just forget about them and move on. Is it easier to forget about a loss, or is it kind of let that set in a little bit more?
I mean, you got to forget about it, but you start to realize what it takes to win games, and our play last night just was not enough. I don't think if we play that way it's ever gonna be enough. So just get back to the way we were playing in Game 1 and 2.
Well, obviously that was not Predators head coach Peter Laviolette. That was forward Colin Wilson after today's practice. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Producer's asleep back there. I'm just kidding. I told her I wouldn't throw her under the bus. Anyway, we move on. Let's now hear from Filip Forsberg, a guy that's got to get going in this series. Played really well the first 2 games in Anaheim. A subpar game for him and the rest of the team last night. Filip Forsberg, certainly a guy the Predators will be counting on to get it going from an offensive standpoint the rest of the series.
We're disappointed today. I feel great. I mean, it's a new day, and tomorrow is going to be a really exciting game.
It's a huge game. Obviously, you want to go back to Anaheim up 3-1, not 2-2, right?
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, we want to win every game in the playoffs, and we really look forward to yesterday's game with the same mindset as we're coming into tomorrow's game.
Hockey series, they're all about adjustments. They clearly made some adjustments heading into Game 3. What sort of adjustments do you all need to make heading into Game 4?
I mean, can't really tell that because obviously they're going to read what I'm saying, so I can't really tell you that right now.
Yeah. Obviously, everybody knows how tough their PK is, but last night, was it more you guys not capitalizing on opportunities, or was it more their PK being so effective last night?
They're doing a good job, but I don't think we're doing pretty. Yeah, I mean, we didn't do a lot of good things on the PP yesterday, and that's something that we for sure can work on.
So
you guys talked about forgetting about after you won the game, forget about it, move on. Is it easier to forget about a loss, or look about things a little bit more and then think about it? No, I mean it's the same for every game, really. I mean, Game 1 you're happy after that one, but when you go to bed you just forget about it. It's a new day, and same with Game 2 and Game 3. And I mean, it's going to be that's how you got to handle the playoffs. Every game is a total different story.
When Smitty's not in the lineup, how does it change this offense?
I mean, we're if he's not playing, we're losing a really good player. Obviously, he's been a really good player for us down the stretch and playing really good hockey, scoring a lot of big goals. But I mean, we got a lot of guys that if they get put in that spot, I mean, they could produce as well.
Filip Forsberg of the Predators talking to reporters after practice this afternoon at Bridgestone Arena. As we said, the Preds getting ready for Game 4 tomorrow night with the Anaheim Ducks. They lead in the series 2-1, but again, very critical Game 4 tomorrow night. If the Preds win, they go back to Anaheim up 3-1, really a commanding lead and really needing only one more win to close it out, as you know. And if the Ducks win, it's a tied series 2-2, and then it's a best of 3 with 2 of the 3 games in Anaheim. So a pivotal, critical game for both teams tomorrow night at Bridgestone. Should be an outstanding game. Face-off just after 10 o'clock, a much more manageable start time than last night's 8:30 start. A lot of people a little red-eyed this morning, I'm sure, at work after either being at the game or staying up late to watch the game last night. All right, we're going to finish up with Preds defenseman Ryan Ellis. He talked about the importance of getting the power play going tomorrow night against the Ducks, and also if Craig Smith's not able to play, and it doesn't look like he will, what adjustments will the team have to make?
To bring our energy, find it. It would be huge for us to get that win, move up 3-1, but we're really just looking back to get into our game.
Ryan, easy to after the first couple wins, just kind of forget about and move on. Easier to do it with the loss, or do you kind of think about it a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a wake-up call. We played 2 good games in Anaheim. We were happy with the outcome, happy with our effort, and came back here and found ourselves with a loss. So moving forward, we're looking to get back to our identity and just playing similar to how we played in Anaheim.
If Craig's not on the lineup, how many major changes are going to be made, or you just kind of plug and play?
I'm not sure. I mean, whether he is or isn't, he's a huge part of our team. He brings a lot of energy and speed to our lineup, and hopefully he's ready to go. That would be great for our team, but if not, we have guys in here that can step up and play those minutes and play the effective role that he does.
Obviously, their PK is tough, but when you look back at last night, was it, from a collective standpoint, more of what you guys didn't do or what they did do when they were on PK?
I think it was a bit of both. They were #1 in the league in PK, so we have to expect that it's going to be tough game in, game out for us to be successful on the power play. So when we get those chances, we have to focus on making the plays and making our power play chances count. So going forward, obviously, I think we've got 1 in the series, and we're going to have to be sharper on the PP to be successful.
Obviously, it goes without saying, but if you guys go back to Anaheim and it's 2-2, obviously they seize momentum. I mean, how important is getting the win tomorrow? Yeah,
it's very important. We're definitely looking to get back in the win column. We were unhappy with the way we played yesterday, and we're going to make some corrections to our game, move on from it, forget about last night, but leave it in the back of our mind knowing that we have to be better.
All right, Ryan Ellis of the Preds as his team gets ready for Game 4 tomorrow night with the Ducks. Again, the Preds up 2-1 in the series. They can take a commanding 3-1 lead with a win tomorrow night. A loss and things get very, very interesting with the series tied heading back to Anaheim. We're going to take another break and switch gears and talk more about the Titans. The boys are back in town. Off-season workouts beginning this week. We're going to hear from the head coach, the now permanent head coach of your Tennessee Titans, Mike Mularkey, when we come back. Stay with us.